Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Rozier from Richmond City Public Schools, and I'm going to do a lesson with you. It's lesson 21 from the middle grade band, and it's called Read the Chart. It's a mathematics lesson, and what we're going to do, we're going to start off with our topic words, then we're going to do our math words, and then we're going to go on and we're going to read the chart. So from the unit, I earn money, the word is check. Check. Written order that tells the bank how much to take out. Check. The next word is job. A position where someone works for pay. Job. The next word is money. Money is a value, a receipt of value in coins and paper. The next is earn. That's what you get for a service rendered. And the next word is bank. A place of business where money is kept. Bank. Alrighty, so now we're going to do some math words. And these are the math words that are pertaining to reading a graph, okay? So we have to read graphs, and graphs tells us all kinds of information. When we're comparing things, we collect data, and then we put it in a graph so we were able to interpret it, and you will have a visual or a picture on how things are, okay? So the first word is, let's put it right side up. Information is the knowledge obtained from an investigation. Information. Okay, information. The next word is middle. Middle. Equally distanced from the side or ends. Equally distanced is right in the middle, meaning the same amount on one side as on the other. Middle. The next word is mean. It means an average. In this case, some people can be mean as far as their attitude, not very pleasant, or mean as an average. This is what we do when we're talking about data collection, probability, and this is what we're talking about here when we're talking about reading reading charts, okay? We want the mean, an average of a total numbers. All right, a group. A group is a number of objects or a person considered as a unit. You put it all together, a group. A group of people going to the auditorium. A group. One person is going to the bathroom. Another word is survey. You take a survey, you gather information, a survey to find out who likes chocolate ice cream or who likes vanilla ice cream. What's your favorite ice cream? Then you find out which group likes chocolate, which group, how many people like chocolate, or how many people like strawberry. These are kinds of things you find out, and then you put it in a graph, and then people will be able to interpret it and see it as a visual, and to see a picture, they can understand it better. Okay, data collection, data, facts about something that you can use in calculating. You calculate it, getting everybody, which one, who likes ice cream and the kind of ice cream. A pie graph is a circular chart that looks like a pie that is divided into pie pieces, so it represents the quantity or quality of a group. You get the information from a group, then you can put it in a pie graph and people are able to see it. And here's the pie graph right here. That's a pie graph That's a bar graph, and this is a line graph. And a bar graph is shown in rectangles, the length according to the number it represents. A bar graph. So a bar graph, so if you had one person, it'd be this small, this height, four people be this height, and then if you have five people, it gets bigger and bigger. This is a bar graph. And this is the pie graph. That's me shading it in. And then you have the line graph. And the average is the total of numbers. An average is the total of numbers divided by the amount of numbers. So you have 5 different numbers, so you get the total of that number, those numbers, and then you divide it by 5. Okay, so those are all of the things for probability and in reading graphs. Those are all of the math words that go along with that in reading graphs. You get all of the information from it. All righty, so we're going to go on and look at a pie graph. Let me get smaller. So this is a pie graph, okay? And the kinds of things we get from a pie graph. So the title of the research is, Where Do Students Work? And you see all these colors? This is the picture that I'm talking about. So right now, you already see that which one's larger. The blue area is larger. So we could say that most of the students work at a restaurant or fast food. This is it. So when we have, now remember with our fractions, everything is filled in, nothing is blank or uncolored. So that means that this is the whole pie. So when we have the whole pie, that will be 100% of the pie is filled. Now we're talking about different percentages. Okay, so we have 40% of the students work in a fast restaurant or fast food. Only 40%. Then, so in recreation, we only have 8%. So we have a small piece for the 6%. So we have a small piece for recreation center. The grocery store, we have 24% working in a grocery store. Now look at that piece. That almost looks like a fourth. A fourth is almost like a quarter. And how much is a quarter worth? 25 cents. And that's 24%. And look, it almost looks just like a quarter. When you divide it, let's divide it this way. That will be the half going this way, and then the half going that way. So that's almost 25. So that looks like a quarter. And a quarter of 100 is 25. Alrighty, so then we go to the next one, clothing store. We have 18% of the students working in a clothing store. 18%. And then we have 12% of students working in an office. So all of these things tells us how many people work from 100% of the people that they told. It doesn't matter if it was 25, doesn't have to be 100 people. It could be 25 people. But if you asked all of those 25 people, then you've asked 100% of the 25 people, and then you still can get this to be filled completely. Otherwise, you will have to have a percentage of it blank if you didn't ask everybody. So then the numbers would not be right. It would be called something called skewed. There's incorrect skewed to what's there. So it wouldn't be valid. It wouldn't be a good graph because everything is not filled in. All right, let's look at this. Let's answer some questions. All right, so what percentage of the students worked at a restaurant or fast food location? What is the percentage? We said it was what? 40%. Yes, 40%. 40% of the students worked in a fast food restaurant, we say. I don't think they'll do anything else. Just want us to put the numbers. Can we do work? No, that's it. All right, so let's keep going. Do more students work in an office or clothing store? All right, so says more students work in the office, that's the green one, or the clothing store, purple one. All right, so which one? Let's look at the pieces. Which pieces are bigger? We're looking at the picture. So the purple one, let's go down to our ledger. This is called a ledger. And the clothing store is a bigger piece, and that's 18%. In the office, is that the one we're comparing? Yes, and the office is 12%. So there are more people to work in the office. Do more people work in the office or the clothing store? So we say more people work in the clothing store. Sorry, I misspoke. So more students. Let's see. Let's see. Clothing store. They only allow you to type a couple of things too. Clothing store. Alrighty. The next one. So what percentage of students work at a grocery store? What is the percentage of the students working at a grocery store? Grocery store is yellow. Let's look at the yellow. All right. A grocery store is what? 24%. 24%. 24%. All right. Excuse me. Okay, very good. So that's that pie graph. And we have some more questions. It says, where do the most amount of students work? Where? In the what? Blue. Restaurant and fast food. Yes. Restaurant and slash fast food. Good. And let's keep going. And where do the least amount of students work? Okay, so least amount. Let's look for the smallest piece in the pie graph. Recreation center. Yes, the recreation center. Yes, that's the smallest piece. So that's where. So this is how we do the pie graph. These icons, these pictures, this is a legend that tells us what these colors mean. So the blue meant restaurant, which was the most. 40% of the children worked in the students worked in the restaurant. All right, let's keep going. Let's read another one. Let's go to another graph. Okay, now this is called a double bar graph. All right, and what are we doing? It's telling us who we collect data from and what we compared. So we compare boys and girls. And what are we doing? We're asking them what is their favorite items to buy. What is their favorite items to buy? Alrighty. So the items that they had to purchase is that they did a survey on was candy, electronics, shoes, and clothes. Now a survey is when you ask people a question and everybody will answer the question and then you take the survey, you take your tally marks of who said what, and then you compile them or put them all in a bar graph. You put them in a pie graph, a line graph, and here is a double bar graph, meaning they're comparing two groups of people side by side to find out who likes the most things. Okay, who likes the things the most? Okay, well, candy. All right, so remember, the boys are blue and the girls are gold. So who likes the most candy? The girls. The boys only like 1% of the candy. Only one of them like candy, but the girls like three of the girls like candy. Okay, and let's go to the next one. Electronics. What was their favorite? Electronics. The boys. So there were 6 boys that like electronics compared to 3 girls. All right, so what's the other favorite? Shoes. I will be in this category. Shoes. I love shoes. So the boys, 4 boys, see right here, 4 boys liked shoes and 5 girls like shoes. So you could almost say that it was just about even, just as many boys like shoes as girls. And clothes. Ooh, look at that. Girls really like clothes. Girls. So the favorite items to buy is clothes. And it was girls like to buy the most clothes. What's the most favorite item for the boys? Electronics. And I guess that's the games and game systems and everything, the video games that they like, and telephones. All righty. Okay, let's go. And we're going to answer some questions. All righty. It says, how many more boys voted for electronics than girls? All right, so how many more? When you say how many more, what are we going to do? We're going to subtract. Okay, so we had how many more boys than girls? So we have 3 girls and 6 boys. So let's just count. We have 3 on you, so we have 1, 2, 3. 3 more boys. 3. 3 more boys liked electronics more than girls. The next one is, what is the total number of students who voted for shoes? The total number. So that means we have to add the boys and the girls together. So we go to the top, either we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it shoes? 4, then we go on this side, 4, you continue to count, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 boys and girls that like shoes. So either we could say 4 plus 5 equals 9, or we could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll put that answer there. 9. Good job. Which item got the least votes? Okay, so we're going to look for the shortest. The shortest. The shortest. Now, what we have to do, we're going to have to count all of them. We have to count them to find out. Now, we know the clothes are varied, so that wouldn't be the shortest. So let's look. The one with the lowest amount. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be what? It would be, and the other one, see, that one was 9. So what would it be? It would be candy. That's good. Y'all saved your teeth. Candy. Awesome. Let's keep going. And remember, we're doing a double graph. And we have 2 more questions to answer. Now, which item got the most votes? Which item got the most votes? Okay, let's count. This might be a little tricky. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for electronics. Let's count the clothes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they had 10. So which one was it? It was clothing, but we had to count that because that was very close. Oh, it was very close. So we're looking at the bars now. We're counting, but let's look. See, this one is here and this one is here, but they said which one had the most votes. So you have to be careful. Now, if it was single, just the boys, then we would say electronics. Or if it was just the girls, we could easily say it was clothes. But since we have boys and girls, we have to count both groups. Because just for example, if it was a 4 here and then there, okay, 6, and it was the same there, it would have been a tie because 4 plus 6 is 10. So it would have been a tie. So we had to count to make sure. Okay, let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This group was very, very close too. So these groups, even though they look the same, they look different. They have the same amount of people choosing it. You have 9 people that chose electronics and 9 people that chose shoes. So even though the bar graphs, you have to look at the numbers on the side to make sure that you are counting correctly. So remember, when you see these charts, if it's a double bar chart, you have to count both groups. If it was a single bar chart, then you can just pretty much look and eye gauge or just look at the numbers on the side and you will see which one's bigger, meaning more, which one's shorter or taller is more, shorter is less. All right, but double bar graph, you have to count both sides. Based on this data, will more boys or girls buy t-shirts? Based on this data, who will buy t-shirts? We have the girls because they like to buy what? Clothes. Yes. Okay. All right, so that was wonderful. We had a good time doing this. This is great. So you can do your surveys. You can ask people in your house. Okay, so what's your favorite television show? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? What's your favorite candy? What's your favorite color? You can take that information down by a survey, and then you can put all of that data, the information that you collected, put it in a pie graph, a bar graph, or a line graph. All right. But thank you for now. And as I always say, you are a unique learner and keep on learning. Thank you. See you later. Bye bye.